Welcome, everybody, to Fork in the Road. Today's topic, Santa's Elves versus Norse Dwarves. The ground rules. Category number 1. Who had the better clothing apparel? 2, who could get more stuff done? And 3, who has the better personality? So, that being said, clothing apparel. Yeah, I'm just gonna say the elves look like dweebs.
I think it's the green and the red. Like their clothing is not practical for even where they're at in the fucking North Pole. Because I'm like, how am I gonna be like? Oh, I kind of have like this kind of felt fucking jacket. I don't think they got anything underneath there. And then they got like these skin type socks and stockings that just seem like they provide no warmth for where they're at.
Do they even wear pants?
Not really. They kind of just wear the stockings up, and then they have like a little jacket over. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they even have a shirt underneath the jacket. It's just like, here's a jacket and some stocking and some boots. It looks too thin for being where you're at.
I mean, the only real use I can find with the elves' clothing apparel is if since they don't wear pants, it's easy access to run a train on Mrs. Claus.
I'm just like, how you gonna be in this cold place, have a hat on, but not have a beanie and not have the hat over your ears to keep the heat where you're losing most of your heat out of your ears, especially those big motherfuckers. It makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. Well, they really should. Maybe you could attribute it to Santa's draconian rule. I mean, the elves really should learn how to unionize. Maybe it's just me. It's like the dwarves are built up because the dwarves. Yes, I am going to use, and I'm sorry for those who hate it. I'm going to use the God of War and God of War Ragnarok as my main sources of inspiration. My main sources, because at least Brock and Sindri are kind of built for the winter climate. Even though Sindri's always rocking armor, and God knows how. I don't know how the fuck he doesn't feel the chill while out and about during Thimble winter, but whatever. He seems fine. So there's got to be something he's rocking underneath, or maybe he just has.
Well,
Go ahead.
I'm saying the thing with dwarves is like a lot of their cultures they're underground, so you got insulated heat, and then you also have forges going on, so you have that radiant heat. The elves are just out here in the fucking snow, and it's like looking at this clown of a boss. It's like, why do you have fucking thick ass pants and a fucking thick ass coat and layers and boots? And I'm out here in this skinny ass shit, And I'm doing most of the work. Like, I'm out in your factories actually fucking cooking shit. You're in the fucking house next to a fireplace, look over a list. How long until you look over a list, bro? Can you read?
Yeah, I mean, there's that, but
and then you have the most useless bitch, Mrs. Claus. I don't know what the fuck this bitch is doing. Besides making cookies.
She's a welfare queen she doesn't even have an OnlyFans account. You'd think that she'd have an OnlyFans account in order to help get the money, but no.
Well, my thing would be, is Santa sterile? Because as long as they've been married, how come they don't have a kid?
Oh,
he should be in retirement, right? He should be collecting tuition.
It was actually explained after. Oh my god! I can't believe I'm about to say that. See, after the 2 atomic bombs dropped over Japan, the nuclear fallout bled into Alaska. Seeing as how Japan is very close to Alaska. Since Japanese invaded Alaska during World War II. Anyway, so all that nuclear stuff just hit Santa, and he's sterile.
But that makes no sense because when all that happened, she was already past menopause, so he should have been fine before the bombs went off. How come he didn't produce any babies? Because what the original Santa Claus or whatever, he goes St. Nicholas out of fucking Germany or whatever, that was what? It was supposed to be early fucking 1900s or some shit?
Well,
so
there's an explanation for that too. You see, She had a kid, but not with Santa. She had one with Jesus, and it turned out to be the Krampus. But, and this is a big but, see, Mrs. Claus pulled a Nancy Hicks Gribble, and like she was like, "Oh, aliens." That's why Joseph looks so different from me.
Well, no, Dale came up with that idea on his own. Nancy never said anything about
Oh
that.
yeah, no. Nancy said she had a Jamaican like something, which explains the skin tone. So okay, we can just roll with that. Since Krampus is of has darker skin complexion, and
He
Joseph
also
being
has
black,
hoofs, and he's a beast. He has horns and hoofs.
yeah.
And he
So
also has a black guy named Black Peter.
yeah, so that's it. Black Peter. That's the son. Okay, so so she was explaining like Jesus was dark skinned because he's black. Therefore, bleh. So Jesus, she was all like, oh, Jesus and I we're relatives or whatever. So that's what happened. Like that's. Stupid, as stupid a conspiracy theory as stupid a story as that is, that's the one I'm gonna roll with. Wow.
Let's still explain anything. Okay, we have stuff like Hollywood the food, and it's like, okay, but he like kids so much that he should have multiple children. How come they only have that one? Like we're always trying and then miscarriages all the time. Like it makes no sense.
I
Or are you gonna say that that's actually all the elves are his kids?
Ew. No, because that would just. I don't know. Well, actually, wow, that's actually a good. That's actually. Well, that's actually a good question. It was like the elves are bitches. They're dressed like bitches. Like Santa is a bitch. I mean, he is. He's
Because like, how does the elves get back anymore and stuff on there? Like, what he just stumbled upon these elves and there's Christopher Columbus them? Like, I don't.
I'd like to think he went to a Canadian Home Depot, found them, and just like, oh, illegals. Like, yeah,
I
that's.
mean, if he's gonna do that, he would have a lot of the fucking Inuit tribe, and they would all be dark naturally. They'll all be brown, and then he'd be calling ice to the North Pole.
He painted their skin white like the Wayne's brothers were painted white and white chicks.
Well, I mean, officially, they probably just lost that tent over time from not having light.
Okay, I'll roll.
Think how long they've been imprisoned up there.
Like what happens when Santa Claus doesn't go to the hospital? I don't see him going to the Mayo Clinic. Like, where does he go?
I mean, no.
Because they're old. Like the old Mrs. Claus and stuff are old, so you have to have regular checkouts, and just doing web visits is not going to help. And it's like, okay, so what about elves? When they get what's the elf medical plan we're gonna go for?
Yeah, okay. Let's focus on that because like all the other Santa stuff that can wait for a separate hateocracy, especially during the holidays. But like, what is like the elves have no union. They're working 24/7. They have no medical, no dental, no vision. The fuck are they working for?
They're working for room and board to stay at this place where what's happening, and it's like, is there female elves? Like, is anyone getting pussy? Like, is there strippers? Like,
Oh no,
when
they
you get off
probably
work,
oh wait, but how do they even make a living wage to go for escorts?
what was I saying? Okay, so you working this thing on there.
No.
Do they
Oh
build? Did they build?
shit!
Did they build other
Robert, you just
businesses?
unveil. I think you just unveiled something. Hear me out. They don't make money in the conventional sense. They make counterfeit money. They got a printing press and everything. That's how they're able to buy escorts. They're shitty.
Okay, okay. Then what
Oh.
are they backing that money off of? Gold, silver, fucking pixie dust? Like what?
Well, we
What is?
well, I mean, U.S. It's not judged. The dollar is not on the gold standard. So as far as
Okay, you're saying they actually use American money at the North Pole? That's what you're saying?
yeah,
They're using the dollar, not the mark.
not the mark.
Not the mark that the guy came out of Germany would know how to use.
Wait, North Pole. Wait, no. Oh yeah, no, because Santa's German. So yeah, no, they use the U.S. dollar.
Why not the mark or the euro?
Because the dollar is more famous.
Oh, not in 1900.
Well, now, well, I mean, true, but who's gonna who's gonna
Who
store?
did he bank with? How did he store it? Where did he get where did he put the deposits in?
Oh, they put their deposit. It's like crypto, dude. Like it's just they just bury it in
In the
there.
1900.
Yeah.
So these guys are random at the North Pole using the U.S. dollar, which they don't know necessarily is strong, even though this guy's German, and they're depositing his money and they're printing money based off of nothing. Because I'm not sure about the gold and silver deposits are in the North Pole is. So you basically say there's Jane Goodall in it with monkeys and a diamond cane.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Wow, I like where this ended up. And we started out with clothing apparel. Whereas anyway, so who do you think had the better clothing apparel, elves or dwarves?
Obviously, dwarves with their steampunk apparel.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not all for the over elaborate formal Dobby attire that the house elves have.
It's like bright ass green. Who was like, this is a great idea? Out here in his white snow, bright ass green.
So a point for the dwarves. So two, who makes better stuff? I want to lean more towards the elves because technically speaking, elves gave like when I believed in Santa Claus back in 1991. That's why I saw my SNES under the Christmas tree. So I'm just gonna lean more towards the elves because they made the SNES and Mario and Super Mario World where me and my brother were playing from, and this is after midnight mass, and we played that game until like 6 in the fucking morning. First time I've ever spent more than 4 hours on a video game and it was me and my brother. I was Luigi, he was Mario, and we played that game until 6 in the goddamn morning. So I want to lean more towards the elves because just for that stupid piece of nostalgia.
Elves don't know circuit theory in electronics. Elves are making the fucking wooden horse and wooden fucking train. It's dwarves all the way who can actually make some actual fucking weapons. Elves, y'all here learning the circuits and making resistors. Fuck that in programming. What? They make the computer too? In order to fucking make this game? How the fuck did they program this game? How did they fucking program the system?
Again, like I said, I'm only
When did they learn electricity? I have never seen one where they ever learned electricity theory.
Robert. Again, I'm only leaning towards elves based on that one piece of nostalgia. I'm abstaining from this fucking thing anyway.
Elves were out here with the SENS. Yeah, it's like, hey, Jacob, we're gonna brand this, and us elves, we're gonna go build this shit up in the North Pole with fucking chips that we got from I don't know. What?
It's so funny. Imagine that. Like, just imagine that for a second. A bunch of elves show up to like Microsoft. They're like, "Hey, look, you really want to give the Chinese money to make your superconductors for your AI? No, fuck Nvidia. Give us money. We can do it. We're elves. We made everything."
We're elves. We're gonna make the game Sonic the Hedgehog, but we've never seen a fucking hedgehog in our life up here in this North Pole. What the fuck? Okay.
Never a hedgehog.
Wait, go ahead.
No, I was just like never a hedgehog.
Meanwhile, you got like
Literally, if they would have came up with a game called fucking Carry the Caribou, I would not have believed this.
Harry the Caribou.
Yes. I'd have been like, okay, they might have sold this shit. And they're like, what's the gameplay? We gotta go through and fucking get this fucking carrots and fucking vegetables off this fucking track. And then watch out for the Mounties.
Meanwhile, you got Sindri and Brock who are just like upgrading. Jesus, what was her name again? Phase Axe. And they can like do like almost like what haven't they made? Like like they can make like a bunch of other shit. Um, and yeah, that's about it. But Sindri's such a bitch.
Yeah.
He is. I mean, granted, he did what he did for Brock, and you know he killed Odin when everyone else was all like, "I don't know what to do with his soul. Here, you take it." And Sindri's like, "Motherfucker, give me that," and he just smashes the thing. I'm like, "Yes, that is the most level-headed thing anyone has ever done in this fucking game."
I'm just saying, okay, else making any shit on there makes no sense because if they had the technology to do that, why didn't Santa come up with a sales data sheet that could have fucking read his list instead of being on parchment?
It's dude, Santa's just too old school. He's kind of like, oh god, what's the
Okay, then who taught these elves anything then? They don't got schools.
who's oh fuck, what's his name from Studio Ghibli? Gabe was telling me Hayao Miyazaki. Cause
Yeah.
think about Hayao Miyazaki. Do you know? Like, did you know? Like the board of directors, studio executives, etc. at Studio Ghibli hate having to talk to Hayao Miyazaki. Here's why. Because Gabe was telling me this. I'm like, what? No fucking way. Dude has no phones. Literally none. Doesn't even have a fucking computer. You can't send him emails. He doesn't even have. He has no phones. You can only if there's like an important message. He literally told send someone out to my place, and if I answer, cool. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait. Like literally, so he's that old school, and I'm like, yeah, Santa's that old school too.
What basically is fucking these elves out here singing Sill. Did you know that when it snows, my eyes become brighter?
Oh,
And that's how they
is
fucking make
that the
this shit.
fucking lyric? I didn't
Yeah, my
know that.
eyes become wider.
I
Like cookies shine on each day. Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the
wow, I
grave.
totally
Ooh.
that as a kid, cause like
You heard that for the Batman movie, and it just kept it going, man. And that's what he got hiding for a while. And I'm like, I don't know how he got hiding for a while when his face needs to be hiding.
here's what I heard when I was a kid. Like my eyes become catnip. Baby,
What?
you dumbass motherfucker, kissed by a rose on the
What?
plane.
From the grave. Ooh, what a sort of to save me.
Wow,
Yeah.
I
Now that our
fucking hate.
moments in bloom,
Wow.
life is the tomb on the grave. Da 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 da.
Well,
That's a great karaoke song. I'm singing that next karaoke.
let's give the point to the elves just because of Robert's singing voice.
Wait, no. I was against elves. I was saying the elves can't build this shit. No, we're not playing that shit. No.
I was just trolling you, buddy.
We don't have trolls in this. We got dwarves and elves.
Dwarves and elves, no trolls or anything.
We're not talking about keeping the underpass of the bridge ready for drug users.
Alright. So, who do you think can get more done? Elves or dwarves? Like Robert's already.
Dwarves.
Yeah. What about you, Captain?
Yeah, I'm still on dwarves.
Okay, then it's a clean sweep.
I would rather believe dwarves came up with the idea of coming up with a gaming system than the elves. Like I just don't see the background. At least the dwarves is like we came up with fucking mirror glass and all that shit. I can see them stumbling upon electricity theory and circuits.
Oh, dude. Well, okay. First of all, let's end the fork in the road here because technically it's a sweep in the dwarves' favor. But second, we have some extra time to record, and I wanted to talk about like. So you want to know how redonkulously smart the dwarves are? Apparently, like okay. So in the UK, right? What was it? The squat race. They got wiped out by the Tyranids. They ended up bringing back the squat race, but they're not called squats. They're called Leagues of Votan. They're still like space dwarves. So like how it works is like the TLDR is like they made this AI to essentially clone the Votan the like all the Votanians and they could still breed with each other. But like they still answer to an AI and if humanity ever found out about it, you know, humanity would basically destroyed the Votan leagues because that's not human. But yeah, like so they made this AI that basically cloned everyone after a cataclysmic event, even though it's quite clear that it's the squats. They just don't want to call them squats. But yeah, take from that what you will. That's how smart dwarves are in 40k.
Okay.
Wow, nothing from you, Robert? I thought you'd be like, hate it.
I mean, okay, so I don't understand. So is it saying like 40K? So you're trying to like defend dwarves are really smart? I've been saying dwarves are really smart compared to elves. I
No,
don't understand.
I'm not trying to defend that. I'm just like saying, oh, here's how over the top they can be, and I'm just like, and when I first heard this, I'm gonna be straight honest. My eyes nearly rolled into the back of my skull. I'm like, guys, if you wanted to bring back the squat race, just bring them back. Just retcon it or some shit. Like, don't just go all in on this AI thing. I mean, that's literally the Necrons. They're all AI now. Sort
Dude,
of.
I fuck with the AI. I fuck with the Necrons. I was building them. I was great.
Like I said, Dawn of War 4 is coming out, and they got Necrons right as a playable faction. And if you're an RTS fan, you should give it a shot. Like, I can speak on Dawn of War. Dawn of War was a fun RTS. Like, Dawn of War 2 was even better. 3, nobody liked
But
it.
see, I never played any of the actual video game stuff. I played the actual like board game.
Tabletop, yeah.
Yeah, tabletop, and I was building the fucking tank with that fucking killing my brain cells with the super glue in the garage, man. Those are the days.
Man, with Necrons, they talk about wasted potential. I still think they're wasted potential. Do you know anything about what they retconned?
No.
Okay.
No, on my end either.
Okay, so they're no longer controlled by the Catan gods, which I'm actually for. I'm fine with them being like their own. They're free. They're not slaves anymore. And I'm actually even fine with them with the Necrons being able to speak because Necrons they don't speak, and I'm like, okay, that's stupid. But now that they can actually talk, I'm like, okay, I'm cool with this. What I'm not okay with is that they stopped going on their galactic genocide. That really pissed me off.
Oh, that's the best part of them. That's also
great.
when I saw General Grievous and the prequels of Star Wars. I'm like, that's a Necron hero. Let's make it happen, Captain.
Yeah, no, they're not on their galactic genocide anymore. They're trying to reclaim their lost empire, much like the
What's that?
Eldar. I'm serious.
I mean, they're gonna do that. That's fine as long as that's a pretense for them to do genocide, right?
No, and it's so weird. It doesn't end there. Like, the Necrons themselves, they're not unified. They're going for this weird Egyptian-like feel now, which on one hand, I can appreciate, but like, you should see some of these designs, man. There's over the top, and then there's fucking stupid. I mean, like, granted, you could say 40K has a bunch of fucking stupid-looking units. Yeah, conscripts from Imperial Guard look like shit, but like, at the very least, it's kind of consistent or whatever. Now you got like all these like fucking weird multi-leg things. You got a technomancer, whatever the fuck that is, or like it's so ugh. And you got like, for instance, they actually had, I'm trying to remember, it was a 3-part. No, it wasn't a 3-part. Games Workshop had this CG movie where Salamander, Sister of Battle, they're escorting a bunch of civilians out of this war-torn world where they're warring it out for the Necrons. And the Necrons, these do, like the fucking main Technomancer or whatever the fuck, he's performing these weird experiments on people. And he just sounds so cartoonishly supervillain. I'm like, you really want to be taken seriously? Fine. But like, why does he have to act like an idiot? He's like, I will not revive a deficient instrument. I'm like, what? I thought all Necrons have they're not. Oh yeah, it's not called "will be back" special rule. It's called reanimation protocols because they're more on the AI side. Which okay, I'm okay with. But like, why would you have to okay someone getting revived when Necrons can already self-revive? So whenever a Necron dies, they're teleported to the nearest tomb world. And that apparently isn't a thing anymore. Matter of fact, the other thing that they actually did, and I don't know how if I'm okay with this or not, you know, like tomb spiders and all that shit.
Yeah.
So they're not Necrons anymore. They're just AI that they constructed. And some of the they're not called tomb spiders. They're called Canoptech spiders, Canoptech wraiths, Canoptech destroyers or some shit. No, not destroyers. Something else. And some of the Canoptech AI straight up rebelled against the Necrons for quite literally no reason. If you actually look at some of the codexes and some of the stories surrounding the Necrons, and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing with the Necrons, man? Like, come on. Like, but, and it's not just that. The monolith is not the, like, in the Necron Codex, the monolith was quite literally their only vehicle in the Codex. Not no more, because now they got these hovercrafts, hover transports, something that actually outclasses the monolith, which is fucking stupid, because the monolith is the monolith. That thing is huge. It's like it was their super unit. Why are you saying that there's something bigger than a monolith? What's it called? Doomsday Monolith. Oh, wait, now it's not the Doomsday Monolith anymore. It's this thing. It's a giant Necron that looks like a Titan. And I'm like, guys, really? And then on top of that, they're saying, oh yeah, there's more than 2 Catan gods now. And all the Necrons have control of the Catan gods. There's the Catan Shard, the Deceiver, the Wand, the Nightbringer, and this other dude that has wings. I am not kidding you. This guy has wings. It's so... I'm like... I'm just like... God, no. So there's all that. Have fun with that kind of knowledge with the Necrons. At least this... Oh, man. It's so... Oh, man. Like... They took the Necrons through the fucking ringer, man. Like, the sticking point to me was that they're not on their galactic genocide anymore. That really... really fucking irks me. That really irks me, dude. Like it does. But I will still say this: if you're an RTS fan and you want a good 40K fix, like although there's only like pre-alpha footage available, Dawn of War 4 looks amazingly good. It looks like a return to form. It looks like it took the combinations of Dawn of War 1 and 2. Mash them together into something that's not really one or the other. I wish it would. They just stick to one formula, but whatever. Like here's one of the things that I'm talking about. Like, you know how you're playing Warcraft 3, you have a melee unit. That melee unit only swings at a ranged unit. That ranged unit like just keeps shooting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a grunt.
Yeah. So in Dawn of War 4, what they're doing is they're having a reactionary melee combat system. What that means is if a melee unit, like let's say Orc boys, get into fight with Necron warriors, they start swinging. Now in Dawn of War 1, you know, they'd Orcs would swing first, then the Necrons would swing second. That's it. This time around, what they're doing is they're going to swing, and sometimes the Necron unit might dodge, sometimes the Necron unit might block, sometimes the Necron unit might get hit and fall back, whereas the Orc boy might straight up and just finish the Necron off. Like, they're having these reactionary, like, combat system, and it looks fantastic. They're apparently bragging like they got like 3,000 animations of this, of like reactionary combat animations while in melee combat, and I'm like, yo, I want to see some more of this. And like, because they showed off a Space Marine Dreadnought up against I think it was an Orc Death Dread, and they'd start out, one would swing, the other would dodge, and then the two would just lock each other. They'd try to tackle one another. Try to like sumo tackle one another, and then they push them off. They push each other off, and then just keep fighting and like keep fighting and fighting. And like that was just a taste. They also showed like a squad of assault marines taking on a bunch of Orc boys, and how the reactionary combat system plays out. It looked so good. I heavily suggest you look into Dawn of War 4. Like, if you're an RTS fan and you're a 40k fan, because Dawn of War 4 that looks so damn good. I cannot wait to buy. Like, I will straight up buy it. Like, I might. No, I won't just straight up buy it. I'm gonna fucking pre-order it, and like when it comes out, I'm gonna install it like first chance I fucking get. With that rant out of the way, I don't know. It's just that, I know this seemed like a really short fork in the road, and to be fair, yeah, it is. It's Santa's elves versus Norse dwarves. It's just blah. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna just say, "Hey, what do you think is better, Fast and Furious or Knight Rider?" Because Lord knows, that's a Pandora's box. Oh shit. Anyway. And let's end it here because unless someone else has something to say, I got nothing.
Not mine.
Okay.
Thanks for tuning in to Fork in the Road, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can listen to us on Amazon Music, YouTube, and Spotify. You all take care. Later on.